The foundation wall that we need to create consists of a wall that has a 10-inch concrete masonry unit. It is covered with 3/8 of an inch thick waterproofing. It also has a 4-inch solid cap block component, as well as a 2x6 seal plate, and it has the brick on top of that. So this wall that we need to create is going to comprise of these particular elements: the 10-inch block wall with the waterproofing, which is here. This is the waterproofing, a 4-inch cap block on top. On top of that, you have the 2x6 seal. The 2x6 seal plate allows the floor joist to be attached to the seal plate. And then we have the 4-inch brick that we use for our exterior wall for our superstructure. So what we will do in our project browser, we will change to our top of footing floor plan view. To change to the top of footing floor plan view, we will double click on the TOF level in our floor plans section of our project browser. We will select the structure tab because this is going to be a foundation wall that we're going to create. So to create a foundation wall, we will select the structure tab. In the structure section of the ribbon, we will select wall structural. In the properties dialog box, let's select a generic 6-inch wall. The first part of our wall that we're going to create is going to include the 10-inch CMU block and the 3/8 of an inch waterproofing. So after selecting the basic wall generic 6-inch wall, we will select edit type. We will select the duplicate button and name this wall foundation 10-inch CMU with 3/8 inch waterproofing. We will select the edit button beside structure we will change the material to concrete masonry units. We will select concrete masonry units, select OK. The thickness for the concrete masonry unit is, the nominal size is 10 inches. The actual size of a 10-inch CMU will be 9 5/8 of an inch. In order to add the waterproofing, we will need to select number 2. In order to add the waterproofing to the 10-inch concrete masonry unit wall, we will select layer 2 and select insert. This will allow us to add the waterproofing to the foundation wall. In the function, we will change the function from structure to substrate. We will change the material for the waterproofing. We'll say damp proofing and select OK. The thickness for the waterproofing, according to the drawing, is 3/8 of an inch. We'll type in 3/8 of an inch and press enter. To the bottom right of the Edit Assembly dialog box, we will select the OK button. The other modification we need to make to this wall is in the function. We need to change this to say foundation, since this is going to represent a foundation wall. Select foundation, click on apply, click on OK. The other part of the wall that we need to create will be representative of the 4-inch brick. To create the 4-inch brick, we need to, in the properties, select the generic 4-inch brick option. We will go to Edit Type, and we will duplicate this generic 4-inch brick wall. So we will select the duplicate button. We will name it Foundation 4-inch brick and click OK. We will select the Edit button for the structure, and we will change the thickness to the actual size of the brick. So the actual size of 4-inch brick is 3 5/8 of an inch. So we type in 3 5/8 for the thickness and press enter. Then we will click on the OK button. We will also, in this case, change the function from exterior to foundation, because this will be a part of the brick wall that is in our exterior foundation wall. We will click OK to accept these changes. The next thing you are to do is to add the 4-inch solid cap block to the top of the 10-inch CMU wall. You are going to add the 4-inch cap block to the top of the 10-inch CMU wall. You will notice that the cap block, the edge of the cap block, is lined up with the inside edge of the CMU wall. You are to click on your Modify button in the ribbon. You will select the Structure tab. In the Structure section of the ribbon, you will select the wall and select Wall Structural. In the Properties, you will make sure that the basic wall foundation 10-inch CMU with 3/8 inch waterproofing, you will make sure that wall is selected. You will select the Edit Type button. In the Type Properties, we are going to edit the structure of this wall. If not already selected, in the View section, you will need to change this from Floor Plan to Section. So you will need to view the wall in section view. This should allow you to select the sweeps button under the modify vertical structure area of the dialog box. So we will select the sweeps button. In the sweeps dialog box, we're going to select the add button. Beside profile number 1, where it says default, we will select the down arrow by default and select the cap block 10-inch profile. For the material, we will select concrete cast in place. We will select concrete cast in place and select OK. For the distance that the cap block is from the bottom of the wall will be 7 feet 5.5 inches from the base. To determine the height of the cap block from the bottom of the wall, we will have to take into consideration the distance from the bottom of the joist to the top of the concrete floor, which is 7 feet and 7 inches, plus the thickness of the concrete floor, which is 4 inches. That will give you the distance from the bottom of the joist to the top of footing or the bottom of the foundation wall. Then you will need to subtract the height of the cap block, which is 4 inches, and subtract the height of the 2x6 seal, which is 1 1/2 inch. This will equal 7 feet 5 1/2 inches. That is the distance from the bottom of the wall to the bottom of the 4-inch cap block. The side we'll need to change to say interior. The edge of the cap block is lined up with the inside edge of the CMU wall. The other selections you will need to make is make sure there is a checkbox under the section that says cuts wall. After you have made those selections, click on apply. When you select apply, you should see the cap block appear in the 10-inch CMU wall in the image. You will click on OK. In order to zoom in, if you select inside of the window where the wall and the cap block are, and use your scroll mouse, use the scroll button on your mouse, you should be able to see that the cap block, the edge of the cap block is on the inside edge of the wall. Once you see that, you will select OK in the Edit Assembly dialog box. You will also need to make sure you select OK in the Type Properties dialog box. The next part of the foundation wall you will need to create will be the 4-inch brick that will sit on top of the 4-inch cap block. To create the 4-inch brick portion of the foundation wall, we will click on our Modify button. We will select the Structure tab. In the Structure section of the ribbon, we will select Wall Structural. In the Properties, we will select a generic 4-inch brick wall. We will edit the type. We will duplicate this wall by selecting Duplicate. We will name this Foundation 4-inch brick and click on OK. We will edit the structure of this wall. And here we will make sure that we change the thickness to say 3 5/8, because 3 5/8 is the actual size or actual thickness of a 4-inch brick wall. After making the changes, you will click on OK and click OK again. Now, to create the foundation wall that you need for this project, we will again select the Modify button. You will select the Structure tab, and in the ribbon, in the Structure section of the ribbon, you will select Wall and Wall Structural. In the Properties, you will select a generic 6-inch wall, and you will edit the type. In the Type Properties dialog box, in the Family, you will select one that says System Family Stacked Wall. And by default, a stacked wall will appear. You will duplicate this wall, and you will name this Foundation 4-inch brick on 10-inch CMU, which stands for Concrete Masonry Unit. You will click on OK, and you will edit the structure of this wall. For the second wall type here, you will change this to your Foundation 10-inch CMU with 3/8-inch waterproofing. That is the wall that you will select. You will change the height of this wall to 7 feet 5 1/2 inches. For the first wall, you will change this to say Foundation 4-inch brick. The height will be a variable height. You will change the offset to say core face exterior. So in the graphic to the left, if you don't see that, you will need to click on your preview button. You should see the wall assembly. When you look at the wall assembly, you will notice that the brick does not sit on top of the cap block as it does in the diagram. We will need to make a slight modification. So we will click on OK to accept the changes here and click on OK again. The change that we need to make will be to our 10-inch CMU wall with the waterproofing. So if we go into the properties and select in our options the basic wall foundation 10-inch CMU with 3/8 inch waterproofing, select that wall and go to edit type. We are going to edit the structure of this wall. So we're going to click on the edit button beside structure. What we need to do is to take the substrate 2, which is the damp proofing, and move this above layer 1. So we will select layer 2, and in our buttons here at the bottom we will select the one that says up, because we want to move the waterproofing layer above the core boundary. So we will select up and click on OK. We will click on apply and OK. So what should happen when we go to the properties and select our stacked wall foundation 4-inch brick on 10-inch CMU, when we select that wall and go to edit type, now when we look at the structure of the wall, the brick is in the proper location. So we'll click on OK now that we've checked to see that the brick is sitting on top of the cap block and is aligned correctly with the cap block. We'll click OK.